And we should be live now. Hello, everyone, and welcome to our weekly market recap. As every week, I'm here with our mentors. To my left hand side, Bruno Perinelli. Hello, Bruno. How are you doing today?
Hi, Oliver. It's a pleasure to be here with you. I'm doing all right.
Wonderful. And to my right hand side, we have Jake Torres. Hey, Jake, how are you?
Yes, doing great. Hello, everyone.
Wonderful. So, we're still gonna give everybody a short minute to let us know if everything is working together or if everything is working right. To get yourself comfortably seated, and we'll slowly get started. So, as always, let's start with the recap of the previous week. Bruno, could you tell me what have been the most crucial events of the previous week in the European and American markets?
All right, yeah, sure, Oliver. To start with, there are a couple of banks that are still battling inflation despite the bank crisis. You got the European Central Bank, Christine Lagarde, its chairman, said inflation is still too high, and that gave some strength to the euro. Also, the Swiss National Bank raised its interest rate by 50 basis points and still battling inflation. But on the other side of the ocean, we got the Fed lifting basis points its rates and signaled the end of the hikes. It's worried about the effects of the bank American economy. And this got some risk-off sentiment. And also, despite a higher than expected inflation in the UK, the Bank of England raised its interest rate by 25. Claimed inflation shock is fading, which seems some doubts regarding future rate hikes. And just breaking news, the Deutsche Bank CDS, some insurance against default, are rising, which is making the Deutsche Bank stock fall. That's spreading the bank crisis in Europe and causing some risk-off sentiment in the financial markets.
Thank you, Bruno. Jake, could you quickly sum up for us if there's anything else that has been happening over the Asian sessions?
This week, as far as the economic data points is concerned, so we don't really have an important data for this week. But the main driver for this week market, which started last week, is still the bank crisis, the bank issue now. And I would like to add to the Deutsche Bank. Yes, today it is already down by 13%, and it is probably the main catalyst. That's why we are now seeing a risk-off sentiment in the market. We can see now that the Japanese yen is leading the major to the upside, and the most affected currency is euro because Deutsche Bank is of course in the eurozone. And in terms of probably a trading opportunity for today, we could look at for selling opportunity for the euro yen or the USD, euro USD, because today USD played as a safe haven asset.
All right, Jake, thank you. So, what can we be looking forward in the upcoming week?
Some important events in the US and the European Union. Consumer confidence in both places. Got consumer confidence on Tuesday, and the first estimation of March inflation in the European Union. Also, the PCE, some inflation index, which is tracked by the Federal Reserve, and consumer confidence, of course, in the US. Revision in that's going to be on Thursday. Also in the UK, the GDP will be released on Friday. Those are main events, in my opinion, for next week.
Thank you, Bruno. Jake, what can we be looking forward and what should we be looking for in the Asian sessions?
Next week, the only important event in the economic calendar will be the CPI from Australia, and how we can include that in our analysis for our bias for AUD NZD to the downside. So if we get some negative print lower than the expectation, it would probably be a trigger to further downside for the AUD NZD. But we have also to be mindful for this ongoing, bank issues in the market. It will still be continue to be part of the of the market price action next week.
Thank you, Jake. And guys, where do you both see the biggest opportunities in the markets at the moment?
At the moment, for an intraday opportunity, probably we could look for an opportunity to. As of today, I'm a bearish bias for the euro yen and the euro USD. So mainly because in our currency meter, we can see that yen is of course, is the strongest currency, and euro is the weakest currency. And the reason for that is the DAX in the eurozone is down, and all of the euro stocks are down. Deutsche Bank is down 13%. So that will be a reason for euro weakness.
Well, thank you, Jake. Bruno, what's your opinion?
Yeah, I agree partly with what Jake said. I mean, the euro is weakening now after what's happening with the Deutsche Bank and UBS, and how this bank crisis would spread in Europe. So as there is a risk of sentiment, and if it deepens the risk of sentiment, I would focus on the Japanese yen, also gold, and some safe haven assets. Also, the Swiss franc is now it's being balanced both by what the national Swiss bank is doing and how the European bank crisis would affect the currency. So I would lean on those assets. I mean, the Japanese yen and gold.
Well, thank you guys for the predictions for the upcoming week, for letting us know what we should be expecting, what traders should be careful about. If you who are watching are interested in knowing more, then definitely go and check out the mentorship site on our website. If you want to have the opportunity to chat with me and Jake in person, come and visit us in Manila on the 20th of May. We'll be at the Traders Fair. And I wish you all a wonderful weekend. And to those of you who are watching this in the Monday newsletter, a successful week of trading. Until then, have a great one.